Russia becomes the second Korea. The Russian economy is going to hell. Putin is under terrible pressure. Russia's economy died as the West imposed extremely harsh sanctions, according to a leading Russian business publication. The Russian economy will be destroyed. Sanctions will go on for a long time and they will go back decades. By the time they recover, the world will turn its back on oil and gas. A failed state becomes a destroyed state due to Putin's ego. He is a Mugabe. Putin has turned his country into a puppet state, weak, the future of China. The West continues to criticize Russia for its brutal invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday, the UK imposed sanctions on tycoon Roman Abramovich, claiming he had received special treatment and concessions from the Kremlin. Mr. Abramovich has always denied having any ties to Russian President Vladimir Putin or the Kremlin, and he did nothing to get penalized. Mr. Abramovich, the owner of Chelsea FC, has had his assets frozen and banned from trading in the UK. But Western sanctions against Russia don't just hinder the business of oligarchs. The poor have been affected by rising prices and the prospect of a falling ruble, while the middle class has been cut off from Western products and services like Apple, Visa, and Spotify. Our economy is currently in shock with dire consequences, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said. They will be reduced. After Putin illegally occupied the Crimean Peninsula, the West punished Russia in 2014. But it was to a much milder degree. We can see that Putin's strategy has unexpectedly received a wave of outcry from communities around the world. This is unprecedented. The economic battle that begins against our country has never happened before, so it is unpredictable. An editorial in the popular Russian business newspaper Vedomosti compared Putin to former Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe, who did nothing as the country plunged into an economic spiral. Russia's leadership refuses to acknowledge a disease and push it deeper. The fundamental difficulty of the Russian leadership is the inability to recognize mistakes, declared Vedomosti, despite Russia's superiority. The economy is very unwell, and the ruble exchange rate is one of the symptoms. Putin has described a sharp drop in the value of the ruble as beneficial. We used to sell in dollars and get 32 or 35 rubles back, but now we get 45, 47 or 48 rubles back, he told a news conference. According to Sergei Mgareev, a prominent economist who fled the country in 2013, he was unable to fulfill his economic promises, so he had to fulfill his post-imperial nostalgia. The depreciation of the ruble caused massive inflation, which affected Russian consumers. He'll claim we're not rich anymore, but we're scared. President Putin and Russia's elite will have to balance these aspirations with staying in power. Failures in the former will exacerbate the failures in the latter in the following presidency. Putin's invasion of Ukraine has effectively turned Russia into a nation-state. Russia can completely become the second Korea in the world when isolated and poorer than ever. End Putin's empire and all stories will be solved.